Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're in a bit of a different setup today because I just really wanted to be comfy and have this video be more of like a chat with you guys rather than like a formal thing like I usually do. So we're on the couch. Welcome to my living room. So to give you guys a little update of like how we've been doing here, we are in Maine. We're under a shelter in place order as of Thursday, and that basically means we aren't supposed to be going places unless absolutely necessary, like the store for essentials. All our stores are now on a strict like limit of people in the store, otherwise you have to wait outside 6 feet apart. They've shut down all of our state parks and all the public places people were going to like be outside, which is unfortunate because obviously we're in Maine, we're just coming out of winter and people just want to go outside so bad. We are still able to walk like in our neighborhood and stuff, walk the dog and be out in the yard, so that's nice. I have been working from home for 3 weeks, going into the 4th week on Monday. So I'm fortunate enough that my company has just made everybody remote. It's been fine. Brandon has been home. His company closed 2 weeks ago, so he's been home with me and has been very helpful to just like do like cleaning around the house and keep the animals entertained while I'm trying to work. And he's definitely going stir crazy and I'm definitely going stir crazy, but we are making the best of it for the moment. So that's what's going on with that. So today I'm making this video, which I can't believe I'm making this video because I never ever thought I would make anything like this. And I can't say that I really want to, but I have been documenting my entire wedding planning process from proposal to the wedding day. And this is part of it. This is part of the whole situation. This is like a historical thing that we're living in right now. Like, we are living in a pandemic, which is not something that I ever thought I would say. It's affecting so much crap. And the biggest thing in my life right now that it's affecting is my wedding. So before I get started talking about this, I want to just do a couple quick little disclaimers because I know there's going to be people that are gonna say something about this. I'm aware that this is a first world problem in the grand scheme of all that is going on with COVID-19. Like, there are people passing away all around the globe from this virus. There are people losing jobs. There are people without food. Like, there are crazy things going on, okay? And weddings are not, like, they are low on the problems list. This video is literally just from my perspective because this is what I'm living in. Like, this is my kind of world right now. So I just want to put that out there that like, I know this is a first world problem, but I want to talk about it. So that's why we're here. So the second thing I want to say is that I'm about to talk about my wedding, which is in August. And I know there are probably brides watching that your wedding is maybe earlier than that, or maybe has already been affected by this. And I just want to say that I'm really, really sorry if you are one of those people. I have 2 friends getting married before me, one who is getting married in May, and she is like completely freaking out right now, like doesn't know how this is going to go. And then I have a friend getting married in July, and she's in a similar boat to me where she's got a little more time, but she doesn't know. And then Brandon has a cousin who was supposed to be getting married next week in the Dominican Republic, and she just canceled her entire wedding like 2 weeks ago and eloped and is devastated that they couldn't have their destination wedding like they planned. So I know that my wedding is really far out, but it doesn't make me any less like upset or worried. So we're still going to talk about it. And again, for those of you that have already been affected, I'm really, really sorry. I hope that this can help somebody that like maybe is getting married around the same time as me, just to like feel, I don't know, in this together, because this is like truly crazy. Okay, I'll start by saying that the long story short of this is that currently right now, the virus is not affecting my wedding physically, like meaning my venue or like that day. Like, it's still happening. My wedding as of right now is still happening. The virus is affecting my wedding planning mentally and emotionally on my end. Like, I have been having the hardest time with this entire situation. It is stressing me out beyond anything I have ever experienced before. Like, I was already stressed, and now this has just been put on top of the wedding planning stress, and it's like extreme overload stress. So I'm really trying not to be stressed out, but it's just not going away. So I'm hoping making this video will help me, and I'm hoping people in the comments will be able to like share their experiences and their feelings and like make me feel better and make me feel less alone. Obviously, I know there are a ton of you out there. Like, I am on a bridal page on Facebook, and luckily there are a lot of people in the same boat as me, and we've been able to talk, and it does make me feel better. So I'm hoping this video can also make me feel better, just talking about it, and also like make you guys feel better if you're watching and in the same boat. I have to say, I wasn't worried about this virus up until about 2 weeks ago. I got a message from my venue. The message should have reassured me, because she was just giving us an update that all weddings are scheduled to go on as contracted right now at my venue. She only books 12 a year, and the main wedding season is pretty short, and it's like from like the end of May to like early fall. That's when we have the good weather. So she's booked everything like a little further out than other states. Like, I know my photographer, for example, is a photographer in Florida, and she's had like 7 weddings get canceled because this is like their peak season. It's not boiling hot in Florida yet. So this is like their time. So she's losing tons of business where she lives right now. But our season is a little bit later. My venue isn't super worried about it, but when I received this email, rather than feeling assured, it made me anxious, because I guess reading it and her saying to me, like, you know, I think you're far out enough, like, I don't see it being a problem, but not being able to give me that definitive answer is what gives me like so much anxiety. Like, I am such a type A person who needs to know the plan at all times, and now I'm in a situation where I'm planning a massive event that I've been dreaming of since I was a little kid, and I have no idea if it's going to be able to happen or not, and we're too far into this to stop planning. So for instance, I have all my vendors booked. I need to continue to pay them all, or you know, lose money and lose the vendor. I am kind of at the mercy of my venue at the moment, because her canceling is what is going to affect everything else. So as long as everything is going on as planned with that, we should be fine in theory, as long as my other vendors are able to still do the same date. I have 2 coming from out of state. Like I just said, I have a photographer coming from Florida, and then I have my caterer coming from New Hampshire. So, you know, they have to still be able to come, or we might lose those 2 vendors, and those are very important vendors. So the photos and the food, you know, don't want to lose that. And we might not know until like a month before the wedding that we don't have one of them available, depending on what their state is mandating. If this is like gone at the time, or if people are still having to quarantine in certain places. It's just like that uncertainty is freaking me out. There's a chance that we might be able to postpone the wedding. I'm still waiting on an answer from my venue, and I was hoping I would have one when I made this video, but I still don't have an answer from her. But I basically just emailed her and said, you know, what are the dates you have open for maybe later this year or early next year, because I want to have a backup plan. But then of course, it has to be a date that works for all of your vendors, or you're looking at booking somebody else, because obviously like they've already booked for weddings next year or later this year. This wasn't a part of the plan. It's just really, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Can you see the stress on my face? Can you see it? So that is kind of our worst case scenario at this point, is we would try to postpone the wedding. I ideally would still like to get married this year, hopefully in the fall or early spring. I mean, late spring. Yeah, late spring next year would be like the other alternative. A lot of people have said to me, why don't you just like elope? This is why I don't want to elope. We've been planning this wedding for over a year now. we have envisioned this day, the celebration that's going to go along with the ceremony and how beautiful it's all going to be, and it's in my head and I just can't let it go. Like, I just don't want to let it go. And a lot of people have said, well, why don't you elope and then also have the party, like have the party later on? And I just don't want to lose that moment where I walk down the aisle and see Brandon for the first time at the end of the aisle. Like, I'm just dreaming of that moment. I'm dreaming of being able to wear my wedding dress, which is like not an elopement dress at all. It's very much a beautiful like ceremony dress. It's big, it's got a train. Like, I'm just so excited to wear it, for him to see me in it and to have that moment with all of our close family and friends. I just don't want to lose that. And I just feel like if we elope, we are missing out on that moment that like we've been dreaming of for this entire time. And like, quite frankly, my entire life. Like, this is just like so important to me to have this day of celebration with our family and friends, and to have crafted the entire day myself. Like, we don't have a wedding planner, so I've put together the entire thing. It's a lot of work to have it not happen that way. It's just driving me crazy. Oh my goodness. To have it all maybe fall apart. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to breathe. I need to breathe. If we postpone, we will also be postponing our honeymoon, which I am making a video about honeymoons, but in this one, I'll just tell you that we do have one booked. It's supposed to be a week and a half after our wedding. We are going on a cruise. Cruise industry is not doing too hot right now. Not good. Also, I know before anyone says anything, we are going on a cruise in hurricane season. Early hurricane season, but hurricane season at that. So this was already a risk. But now it's even more of a risk because of this whole thing. Out of everything, the cruise happens to be the most protected vendor that we have, because we are cruising with Royal Caribbean again, and they actually have like a policy right now where if you're cruising before September 1st, you can get a full refund up to 48 hours before your cruise if you cancel, and it goes towards like a cruise credit, so like you can just go book another trip. So we aren't canceling that. We are planning to have it paid off in full by May. And if we have to postpone that, we can just book a separate cruise to whenever we move the wedding to, so that I'm not as worried about. That is very much protected. It's everything else I'm worried about. Obviously losing vendors, having them not be able to make a postponement date, or, you know, losing money. Amongst all of that, like, just, you know, guys, like, my wedding isn't canceled. As of right now, like, it's still planning to go on, but this has brought so many other new challenges because we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. We're losing that planning experience that we were supposed to be kicking into high gear this time of the year. So, for instance, I don't have my alterations on my gown yet. I need to have a bustle and I need to have the bodice fitted. And it's like all beaded and embellished on my bodice, so I really want to take it somewhere that I really trust them. And I do have a tailor shop that I use locally, and obviously they're closed, so can't get my alterations. My bridesmaids can't get their alterations. Everyone's dresses are like really big on them for some reason. Like, we ordered from Azazi and they came in and they're huge. I don't know what happened, but everyone's dresses are just way too big, so they all need alterations. The other thing was that 2 of my bridesmaids still actually don't have dresses. The ones that have come in are way too big. The ones that got ordered like in February are still not here. And obviously shipping has been the biggest pain in the butt, obviously. Like, Amazon is really delayed. They are getting better. Actually, Amazon was delaying a lot of my stuff, and it's now been pushed forward into April, where it was getting delivered in May. So they're getting better, but places like Azazi, where we ordered our bridesmaids dresses from, are taking forever. They're like a 9 or 10 week to ship time span right now, which if you don't order a custom dress, which my girls didn't, it should not be taking that long, but obviously it is. So there's just been like a whole sense of urgency to kick things into high gear, because you just don't know if stuff you're ordering is going to come in time. There are stores closed. I can't go and do my little like DIY crafts. Like if I can't get something online, I can't just go to the store and get it. Like, places are closed. You're not supposed to be going to the store for non-essentials. So it's halted just a lot of my little DIY projects, my invitations. I'm actually printing at home and I need to go get ink. Well, you know, is it worth risking going to the store to get ink? Probably not. And I really wish I had done more sooner. Like, I did a lot, but I wish I had done more. I am really, really hoping that this gets better fast. I really do. Like, I truly hope that the quarantining and the shelter in place orders, which Maine is under, I don't think every state is, but we are under. I hope that this stuff works and that people listen and do what they're supposed to do so that we can get past this and we can just go into summer and enjoy summer as we usually would. And all the beautiful brides can go back to planning their weddings as planned and, you know, be able to have those days. It's not so much the prospect of canceling my wedding that scares me. It's the fact that I don't know how this is gonna go. That really scares me. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I just talked for like probably half an hour and I don't even remember everything I said. So this will be really fun to edit, but that's what's happening. And I'm hoping I won't have to make another video about this. I'm hoping that everything will just fix itself and that we'll be able to go back to things as normal. Obviously, I will keep you guys updated if we do have to postpone. I will let you guys know because I know a lot of you have been enjoying my wedding stuff, and thank you guys for following along with it because I have been having a blast planning, but now I'm at the point where I'm just done and I just want to know whether this is gonna happen or not. So, oh my goodness. So that is it for today's video. Be on the lookout. I have like an entire lineup of content that I need to film. Thank you guys. Make sure if you like my videos, you give them a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. And click the little bell if you want to know when I upload to YouTube. I hope you all are staying very healthy and very safe and happy with all of your quarantine buddies. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.